Cairngorm, Pete, this is Cairngorm Control, do you read over?
Control from Cairngorm, Pete. Go ahead, over.
Pete, can you give me an update of the casualties condition, over?
Casualty is sort of lapsing in and out of consciousness here. We probably will need an aircraft evacuation, over.
Yeah, I've got an aircraft heading towards you and some of the team members are going in with some medical equipment. What was the history of this guy? What happened to cause the accident, over?
Well, to break it up a wee bit, there's a lot of noise here with the wind. Casualty came off Fingers Ridge, fell probably about 200 metres. Some head injuries and various other trauma, over.
Pete, one last thing. What's the wind speed at your location, over?
Wind is good, gusting 20 to 30 at the moment, Willie, over.
Okay, that's great. I'll pass it on to the aircraft. Out to you.
How regularly do you go on rescues?
Well, it works out we have, this year in particular, have more than one a week. This week, you see, we're out every single week. We could have 3 in a week. It takes up a hell of a lot of our time. And rescues can be anything from 3 or 4 hours to 3 or 4 days. And one lasting 3 or 4 days only counts as one rescue. So it does take up a lot of our time.
Alright, what's the most challenging rescue you've ever had to do?
The most challenging ones are obviously in the winter, in a blizzard, in the middle of the night. You know, the winds can be way over 100 miles an hour, and it's very, very difficult to stand in that sort of weather, far less wander around. So they can be very challenging. The guys can be crawling at times, trying to get to people. So you only do that if you know where the people are, because if you don't get them, they will die, and that's what drives you on to risk it a little bit, because you know that they won't survive.
What's the training like?
Well, training, we've got 2 training officers, and they try and make it fun all the time. They do a very, very good job of keeping it active and change things. It's very, very good. We train one Thursday and one Sunday a month. We do, generally on the Thursday night, we'll do a sort of indoor scenario of what we're going to do on the Sunday, and then on the Sunday we go out on the hill and actually do it for real. So it's a good way of training. You get the sort of the practical on the Sunday after running through on the Thursday night.
What's the most bizarre rescue you've ever had to do?
Well, there's been 1 or 2, but one of the sort of funny ones that comes to mind is that a couple of gay boys were up with the train, and they had a wee tiff. One wandered off, and they weren't hill people at all. But we followed his footprints because he had bizarre sort of tight boots on. I think there was sort of animals' feet at the bottom of his soles or something like that. We found these steps and we followed them, and he just kept going, and he was away out near Tom and Toole when we got him. And his little gay friend wasn't very happy. That was quite bizarre. In fact, just kept going. You had no idea where he was.
What's it like to work with the rest of the team?
Well, we're all volunteers, and you have to be a team player just to get into the team. There's no prima donnas or in the team at all. And even though there is a sort of a pyramid, sort of effectively Willie's team leader and deputy, there's nobody that sort of rattles out the orders all the time. We tend to try and train everybody to do all the jobs so that it can be done no matter who turns up. And that's the training's focused on that a fair bit. Everybody can do the jobs, even from off-road driving, which we do quite regularly. We do have an off-road driving day which just scares you to death. Some of the slopes you go up and down, it's crazy. But it's one of the boxes you have to tick every year just to sort of keep your training up to spec.
You enjoy what you do?
Yep, thoroughly enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't be doing it. The Cairngorm Mountain is just brilliant, Been in the team nearly 30 years now, and you get some great friends, and it's lifetime friendships. It's really good. We don't just meet up for team things, we do things socially as well, and we go on holidays and stuff. It's pretty good.
What do you do to relax in your spare time?
I never have any spare time. I'm one of these people that I'm always doing something. I've never been bored in my life. There's always too much to do. I'm a practical person, I'm a joiner to trade, so I'm in great demand, especially by my family, to do things all the time. If I wasn't here today, I'm sure my son would have found something for me to do.
What's your speciality in the team? What's your main job or role?
You really want me to tell you that? No, I'm the base manager. I do all the work around the base, which takes an awful lot of my time, and averaging about a day and a half a week. But in the team, I tend to spend a lot more time at control now, on the rescues, organising the guys, making up plans of where people go and things like that, and just coordinating. And it's very, very stressful. I find it much more stressful than a really hard physical night out in the hill.
Right to Singer Greenfield, Willie McBride. Do you know the
Tell us about the guy with the broken leg that you made walk out of the Larry Grave.
That was a very odd.
Where were we when we got the call? I could say Larry Grove, isn't it?
I think
Before you went.
Was I working at yours?
you must have been down with me.
I think we were working there at Duffy's.
Aye. It was an artist,
An artist.
Sorry, I'll just get.
and he was on a 10-day trip
Big saw.
in spring. Huge rock track. He was coming off John the Larry, and there was a snow slope, and he fell, and he trundled. But he didn't have a phone signal halfway up the Larry, and transpired he'd broken his leg. But he kind of walked for too difficultly in the Larry Grove.
So this transpired he had a broken leg was
After
long
that.
after you'd examined him.
No, that was
Yeah.
before, but
No.
it didn't actually change the issue at all. Because Donnie and I went in. Actually, it turned out to be a team training day, and the team were going away up. They were going away up. I think they were going to Cummingston or something, and you and I went into the Larry Grove.
Oh no, you're havering.
I'm not havering. No,
I think
no.
they said it was snowing.
Aye, but it was like
Early
spring.
spring.
It was like
Oh, right.
springtime.
Okay.
I went to Cummingston training.
So
We did do
Cummingston would have been
Cummingston.
clear, and they were going rock climbing. And when we went in, we came across this guy, and he had a huge rucksack. And he was not far away where the burn crosses, you know, the old Singler hut. And he was leaning against a rock, clearly in pain. And it transpired that the guy had been out on a 10-day trip. He was an artist, and he'd been over Strun the Larrick, up the Larry Grove, He was coming across a snow patch, and as he crossed it, he fell about 100 metres, and he rolled a lot. But he was quite a strong guy, which I thought was odd for being an artist.
You thought he'd be a big Jesse?
I did think he'd be a Jesse. I did think he'd be a sort of artistic Jesse. And he said, "No, I'm not wanting a." He said, "I'm not wanting an aircraft." I said, "Well, you're struggling a lot." I said, "We could maybe get some of the guys to come in and carry you out."
You talk me through your sort of first day of examination of him then.
Did you have
Well, we asked him.
Maybe missed
We
this.
just asked them.
Yeah.
We
You
did
just
ask
asked
him.
him.
Yes,
The
we
fact-
did ask him.
The
Yeah.
fact that his foot was facing out his back,
Nothing to do with
that kind of clue.
His leg was in the rucksack at the time, which was why the rucksack was so heavy.
Just because it weighed 100 weight.
At least 100 weight. And he said, "No, I don't want an aircraft."
Aye.